Always wait for the intro to finish. There's a countdown. Do you see it?
No, we're supposed to be quiet during this part.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to In the Neighborhood with your hosts, Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho. Together, they are finding out what makes the heart of the Heartland beat. They sit down with people in your community that lead organizations, businesses, and government. You'll learn who they are and what they're involved in and why. They are the people in your neighborhood. It's In the Neighborhood with Stacy Borho and Tim Johnson.
Hello, Peoria area. This is Tim Johnson and Stacy Borho.
Hi, Tim. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So we had a guest that didn't show up today, so we're just gonna kind of wing it.
Sounds good.
How was your Christmas, New Year?
Holidays were great. It's awesome family time. How about you?
Awesome family time. Always great to get together with family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, big family, so I love family. Pretty wild. But do anything special?
My siblings were all in town, so that's always a big thing.
Awesome.
And I know you went to warmer weather, which is probably the smarter decision amongst...
Went to Largo, Clearwater. Parents, they had a friend that let us stay in their condo right on the beach. So right on the beach, Clearwater.
Keep rubbing it in as we had below zero weathers. No big deal.
It was 70 degrees most every day, and came back and it was like negative 14 on the day. So it was a little culture shock and all that. But all good. So kind of wanted to go over and do a kind of a recap of the year and kind of talk about where we are, where we're going, and all the cool things that are happening, and maybe talk a little bit of real estate and what's going on there too.
Okay.
So I think this is our 125th show, 124, 125. So we've been doing this a good amount of time. A lot of people, a lot of different shows that we've done. What show do you think impacted you the most out of all the shows that we've done? There's a lot.
I really don't like questions like that.
There's a lot.
We did so much because we got to go on site to a whole bunch of different locations, which wasn't something that we did very often. What comes to mind is actually the Make-A-Wish boy that wished to go to Rome.
Yeah.
I loved having him on here. I think it's nice to have kids because that's something that we don't do a whole lot. So hearing a child speak with so much passion was really awesome. All the shows are awesome, so I don't really like to pick any specific one because I love hearing people's stories, and that's why we're here, right? To hear the passion that they have and why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. For me, I think one of the Carl Cannon's always one of my favorite to have on. Just to hear and see, and we took a tour of that location, but not on camera. So we'll have to do that sometime. We went through Tree Wind Schools and saw all the great work that they're doing, and just to see lives being changed is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So passion is one of the coolest things that we get to see, and we get to see it almost every single show of people that are just passionate about what they do. Mm-hmm. So
it's pretty amazing. So, I mean, that's a lot that's happened over this past year. So go back all the way to the beginning of the year, down at the chamber, had our cozy little studio, and mics changing and people changing and all that. We started out, a brief history of everything that we've done so far is you and I started a radio show on WMBD 2011. Mm-hmm. Went off the air. I had started Peoria Life about the same time, but it was more of a blogger site. But then it was 2 years ago. Two years ago, November, that you and I started recording in my broker's office. In the Heights. Realty Executives, right there, right near the square. Or not near the square, but in their that new building that they have up there. But we kind of grew. We had one
we did our show once, and somebody said, hey, I know somebody else that's interested in doing it. So they started, we added within 2-3 months, we had 5, I think, shows going, different shows, all different venues. And so we've got a lot going on here. So 2 years, and we've done 125 shows roughly. So a lot more. I think we're going to change some things up over the next year, and I think you'll see some set changes. We need to do a little more work on lighting here, and we'll have a new camera this week, so upgrading some things there, but always trying to make it better and better as we go. So we're doing something new starting January 22nd. We will be on i3 broadband on their cable channel.
Okay.
Our show will be on there along with a few others. On our own channel, per se, in a Peoria area channel that people can watch and check us out there. So that'll be cool.
And a channel is different than an app, right?
Correct. It'll be, you turn on your TV, tune into our channel on the TV.
Okay.
So we're already on WPEO, which we're grateful for their partnership. We're on public access throughout Peoria, GPS TV, which is on i3 and Comcast, so you can check us there on Fridays. And now we're going to be on our own channel on i3, plus something called Peoria-TV.com will also be carrying us here soon.
You're way far ahead of me than I even understand technology-wise.
Well, we call it widecast because we're
Right.
broadcasting on the World Wide Web, but we're really out there on a lot of different shows. So we have Convention and Visitors Bureau is joining us here in
Very
a couple
cool.
of weeks, and they'll be on full time. Pretty excited about that, and we have a couple others that are coming pretty soon.
Lots of changes.
A lot of cool stuff.
Very exciting.
So a lot of people ask, how do we get started? And a lot of it was when I was doing a lot of leadership training and building is, let me see if I can get the statement right. People want to know that you care before they care what you know. So one of those ways was I love Peoria, and I loved the community, and love the great things you do, and we started talking about community, and we did that as a realtor and a lender, but we don't spend a whole lot of time talking about those things just because we love our community, and we love what we do too, but you've been a mortgage broker for how long?
19 years.
19 years? It's one of those cases where never mind, I won't even go talking about the age thing, but it doesn't seem like you'd be old enough to be
crazy.
in banking 19 years. But what bank are you at?
So I'm with Illinois National Bank. It's actually been 2 years now that I've been there. So
Yeah. What do you do?
what do I do?
Yeah.
I help educate people to get the right home loan option when they purchase a home, whether they're going to buy it or refinance it or purchase an investment, second home. So I'm an educator. I don't like to call myself a salesperson or a loan officer because it sounds so formal. I'm more of an educator. I like educating people on all the different options. Because I've been doing this for so long, and actually at my previous bank location, I was able to handle a lot more responsibilities. So they had me running a branch and being a loan officer and underwriting and processing and closing. I got to learn a lot. So I learned the ins and outs, front and back, sideways. But I loved that moment and that time and that opportunity. And so it's really helped me to grow to know even more. Because it's hard. It's a lot, and it's constantly changing information. Nothing's ever the same, and educator.
So you can take, and I've seen you do this, but sometimes when people can't get a loan for a home, a lot of times it's like, sorry, can't
Have a
help
nice
you.
day.
You have a nice
Or
day.
you don't
See
get a call
later.
back.
Right. And so what I've seen you do is go, okay, well, we're here, but let's make a plan to go there. So let's get your credit up, and whatever it takes. I often talk about the time when I tried to buy my wife a car when we were actually before we even got married, and I went to a car dealership, and the guy's like, "Sorry, you can't get a loan because you could pay all of your credit cards on time, but if you have one that you never pay, you're not going to get a loan." And I'm like, I don't have a card I never. So being Tim Johnson, I had some guy in Peoria Heights, and I was living in Rockford on my credit with one credit card, and I had to dig and find that on my own, and instead of, so I had to fight with the credit companies, and it was just a mistake. His Social Security number was right on my credit, and fought it, and sometimes it's not because of you. Maybe it's because of some kind of error, or you can get a letter of,
Right.
Talk about that a little bit. Kind of
Oh
did.
boy. You want me to dive into credit?
Not too much.
Sure, a little bit. So what do credit bureaus like? I'll just say that. Credit bureaus love long-term relationships with credit cards. So I love the Dave Ramsey thought process, but at the same time, what people are learning now, which is interesting, is no activity for 2 years, you actually can lose your credit scores. So I actually have a borrower that was in just the other day, and she would have had a credit score, but she got a car loan. She paid it off super quick, which is great, but she hasn't had any activity in over 2 years. So she has no score. And you can actually build credit in as little as 6 months. But they love credit cards because it can be a long-term relationship. And then just recently, over the past couple of years, though, the credit bureaus changed it to where they're wanting to see you paying more than the minimum payment. Because what's our minimum payment on our credit cards? Realistically, just interest.
Yeah.
Yep. So we want to be making much more, and we also want to keep our balances and our limits as far away from each other as possible. I actually just posted on my Facebook work page today, Wednesday Words of Wisdom or something like that, because tax time's coming up, right? So people are going to be getting tax refunds, and they've already planned what they're going to do with it. So what my plea is talk to a loan officer first before you go spend the tax money. Because we can actually make it so a couple things, you can maybe get into a little more of a house, or get you a lower interest rate, lower different things because of your credit impact. So a big deal, because some people just say, oh, I'm just going to pay everything off. That might not be what you want to do. Because for some people, it might be having 2 months of payments in their bank account that's going to be a make or break for them getting to buy. So there's a lot. There's a lot happening in the mortgage world, and I do love to educate. If you want to try, I will definitely give you guidance, pull credit, take a look at it, give you a copy of it, and just go from there. Like you said, make a plan.
And eventually that might turn into, I really need to put out a real estate show as part of what we do, and make that a separate thing. But we really like to dig into how do you get involved with the Peoria area. I believe that if you want to make Peoria better, you can complain about it, but that's not really doing anything about it. If you want to complain brings solutions to the people that matter. That means talking to your politicians and no matter who they are, and not make it personal, but say, hey, this is what we need, and go that direction. But the other side of it is there's so many organizations in the Peoria area, and we've only scratched the surface. And we're seeing maybe I don't know, I wouldn't say the top is the right word, but we're just seeing just the we've done 125 shows.
Some are repeats.
Some are repeats.
Some are politicians.
Yeah, and so we probably been through 60 organizations or so.
At least.
So if you want to get involved, look through those shows, and there's a lot of great places that you can get involved with. If you're an organization that is a non-for-profit, contact us, Erin at widecaster.com, and she'll get you in touch with us and get you set up to do shows. We have a lot of different shows that we have planned for this year, but if you are interested in getting the word out, come on in and let's talk about what you do.
And share your favorite shows.
Yeah.
We love those to be shared. And
Yep. Go to Facebook, and if you see a show that you like, please share it. That helps us out, helps us get likes, and I'd love to grow our viewership as far as Facebook and YouTube. We're on YouTube, and most everything is under Peoria Life. So Facebook/Peoria Life, YouTube/Peoria Life. So, hey.
it's a lot.
There's a lot of places we are. We're always looking for more. So what organizations are you involved with?
I am still involved with the Holt Center for Healthy Living. I'm on the board. I was just talking to someone earlier. I think it's been over 7 years. And then I'm a wish granter for Make-A-Wish, Illinois. I'm also on the Par Cares Foundation with Peoria Area Association of Realtors. So that's a few of them. I mean, still like to help with as many as possible, right? So it's just so much fun to get to see people and roll up your sleeves and So.
Awesome. There's a lot of things. What's the? I'm going to ask you some tough questions. How about that?
Boy, I didn't sign up for this.
What's the easiest way for you to volunteer or get involved with an organization?
Make a phone call, or their website, actually.
Yeah. So if you're interested in Salvation Army, look at their website. That's the first place to go. If you've not volunteered for anything before, find out of your friends who's volunteering and go with them and join them. There's a lot of different things to do, and it's cold outside, so there's a lot of things to do inside too. Yeah,
all the soup kitchens, and you don't have to be an expert at anything to be able to volunteer. I mean, it's finding out what you're passionate about. Right, and then looking at those types of, so maybe if you're a big animal person, then you go down, I mean, that's one we haven't done is Paws or any of the pet places. Go down, hang out with the pets. I mean, if you have a passion for some older people, then you can, go and spend some time. I mean, that's all it is really, it's presence with a C, not presence with a T that people want.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be alone or feel alone.
By the way, we're trying to make March our pet month in the neighborhood, and so we're going to go through some of those paws. Okay. So if you love to work with pets, let us know the organizations that you like to be involved with or that you think are great, and we'll highlight them during that month.
Absolutely.
So I think it'll be a fun month. We'll bring in Jack. And
we're bringing animals in here?
I'm going to bring Jack in.
Oh, boy.
And, yeah. Jack is a Australian Shepherd, and he is the smartest dog we've ever had. Can teach him tricks in an hour or so. And just does
that mean you can get him to speak?
The first time I asked him to speak, he just did it.
You think he's going to do it on camera, or is he going to be shy?
I don't know. He's a little scattered sometimes. He wants to see everything. So, but pets are going to be one. Ideas for February are talking about love in relationships and
Heart Association.
Yep, heart. That's a great idea too. Yep, good one. But if you have ideas for shows and series, let us know. We'd be glad to pull those up and do those. So have a long list of people that are on our list already, but
targeted.
making room. It's kind of fun to do those kind of shows. Also, walking tours of locations. Any ideas of places you want to get a tour of, let us know. We'll try and get in those. And it doesn't have to be a non-for-profit. It could be government, anything that is people getting involved with Peoria. So
Learning how.
Yep. We're going to take a tour of the Civic Center sometime this year. And we're going to kind of do tours of all different places.
We took a tour of the Dream Center this past year. That was really cool. And
That was really
did that
cool.
in 2 different sections. So you just never know.
Yep. So we'll have fun with that too. Speaking of tours, I'm going to pull a mic, a camera here, Mike. We'll do the old black camera if you can get that one prepped, and I'll just carry that around with me a little bit and show you the studio. And it's not really prepared for a tour, but
We're going to wing it.
we'll have fun with it. Might as well with the day. And I will pull up Facebook, so if you have any questions or comments, let me know, and we'll try and answer those or set those up on here too. So, yeah. Anyways, ready to go with that, Mike? What do you think? This is the one I've got. Can you see it? All right. So what we've done is, I'll kind of walk around here. So we're setting up, and this is our table. And hey, it did show our pieces of paper. But we have a table that's set up all of the time. And we also have for different areas of the studio that we can actually use and be somewhat versatile with all the different things. So this room's about 22 by 17. And if you go out, we can actually show you Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike. So there's Mike.
Hello.
And our little control room. And I have a messy desk here.
You're going to give him Aaron's email address too?
And there's Aaron. What's your email address?
Aaron@widecaster.com.
Spell
right.
Aaron, though.
ERIN.
Awesome.
Go.
And we're right here. If you look out, you can see Methodist is there. Dream Center's right there. Oh, sorry. Methodist is right there. OSF is right there. And Dream Center. And
3030 Coffee.
3030 Coffee's right there.
First United Methodist Church.
And the First U. And just a great location because we can watch the helicopters come down for all the hospitals. But this is our big room. We have a little meeting area, and we have a little coffee bar where we can
So you
play
can come
videos.
in and have a cup of coffee with us.
Yep.
Tell us your story.
And that's the whole idea behind this, is to be able to tell your story and really grab those things from you. So awesome. Okay, so we're coming back. Switch over to one of the other cameras there, Mike. And there we go. So our little small cameras, we have a new camera coming this year, actually this week, that we'll be able to show you any different angle, and we'll be able to do multi situations. So we'll have a table over there where we can do some food type stuff, and it's kind of going to be a fun thing.
Very cool.
So Mike's been a pretty cool benefit. You need to show the camera, you on camera in the control room there.
Can you do that?
Yeah, he's got it.
Hi, Mike. Couldn't have done it without him.
Yeah, he's been amazing. It's helped me out quite a bit in growing the business. We have 7 or 8 shows right now going, and always looking for more. And so if you have an idea for a show, contact us. Tim@widecaster.com will get a hold of me, and we can talk through what those things might be. So.
What was your favorite part of 2017, Tim?
I don't know if it was my favorite part, but moving into this location was a pretty cool thing, because it just, a lot of thoughts and seeing it all come together and become reality was pretty cool.
You did a lot of research to get here. A lot of different locations.
We looked at a bunch of locations. We were in a storage closet that we made up really nice at the Chamber of Commerce.
The storage closet.
Yeah, that's what it was before we took it over. And we love the Chamber. We're good friends with everybody at the Chamber. And we were planning to go with them into the new location, but the way all the different things happened, we found our own location, and it's been good. I'm really excited to see what we're able to do this year. We have a lot of different things that I can't really mention at this point. That
secrets.
We have secrets that we're not putting out there right at this moment. But a lot of cool different things that we're going to put out this year that I think people will find fairly inspirational, I hope, anyways.
Good.
So what was your favorite part of the year?
2017 was a crazy year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah. For me, it was really full of adventure. Haiti was in January of last
Mission
year.
trip?
Yeah, when I got smuggled out for the most part. And then actually, after coming back from Haiti, took a trip, only time I've ever done that, with my mother, and went to Florida, just her and I.
Awesome.
And then also went to Brazil. So I went back to Brazil. So that was another trip, another mission trip. Got my Jeep. Became a big kid in a big Jeep.
I love your Jeep. I want a Jeep, and I plan to get one when the new pickups come out. So.
I'll share. You can take mine for a ride anytime.
All right.
And then for the first time ever, actually, me and my siblings, my two younger sisters and my older brother, all went away and were together, had dinner and brunch and all kinds of stuff in South Carolina for a cousin's wedding. But we've never, ever had dinner just the four of us together. So it was really cool. So lots of crazy things.
Yeah. It's been kind of a tough year for me, a lot of people actually, but for me it's been a tough year because my wife went through breast cancer.
And doing well now.
Doing well now. My dog passed away. Now we have Jack, which is a crazy dog, which is all good. I got struck with Bell's palsy, which grew the beard because I kept shaving and cutting my lip. So I'm about ready to take it off here.
Because are you feeling any symptoms still?
I do feel a little paralyzation still in the bottom lip and my right eye. So it gets a little dry sometimes, but
other than that,
I'm dealing with it well. So
yeah.
And we got to, for the first time in at least 10 years, all of my siblings, the real kids, got together and were able to spend some time together, and that was pretty exciting to be able to be with my two sisters and my three other brothers, and my dad and Glenna. So that was really cool. So I'm looking forward to 2018 and all the great things that's going to happen. We have some sponsorships that are coming down, and a lot of great things happening for 2018.
Exciting stuff.
Yep. So it'll be all good.
Okay.
All right. So if you would message us, follow us on Facebook if you haven't. And remember, we're Facebook.com/Peoria Life, YouTube, and even Twitter. We don't do a whole lot on Twitter, but we're on Twitter too. So.
Okay. Twitter it is.
So go ahead, join us. Anyways. So good to spend time with you guys, and glad that you're part of the show. And if there's any way that we can help you get the word out, let us know. We're glad to help. Anything that's good about Peoria, we love to share.
So every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday
at
we're
11
here.
o'clock.
Yep.
Live.
We're live.
You and me.
Yep.
It's you and me, kid.
You and me and a bunch of other people joining us as they're in the neighborhood.
There you go.
So, thanks, guys. Have a good week.
Happy New Year.
PeoriaLife.com